What's up? What's going on? Hi to Reed. It's our weekly Western wrap up. This week is True Grit by Charles Portis. Here's my copy. I think it's a first edition. Uh, doesn't have a slip cover, so it's not worth a bunch of money, so I don't mind having this as my reading copy. But yeah, this is a fellowship read that I did with Austin from Outer World Media. I'm sure you're familiar with his channel. If not, I'll link it below. And yeah, go check out his review as well. And he also does a lot of different Western books if that's your thing. So let's jump right into it. Austin has given me a couple questions to answer, and I'll give you just my thoughts on the book and a little bit of the story outline. So, a 14-year-old girl, Maddie Ross, she is looking to avenge the death of her father. They have a small farm in Arkansas, and one of the hired hands, while they were out making a deal for some horses, he got drunk, lost all his money in a bar, and kind of in a fit of rage, gunned down her father. After shooting her father, he decided to steal $150 and two gold pieces from him, and if I remember correctly, maybe two horses or something like this. And yeah, Maddie Ross is not really a typical 14-year-old girl. Um, she's pretty mean, to be honest, and dead set on avenging the death of her father. She inherits from her father a very large pistol, I think called Colt Dragoon. It's enormous, and it becomes kind of comical in the hands of a 14-year-old girl, and she carries it around in like an old flour sack. So it's pretty cool. You have this really tough, mean girl, and she's very smart too. She's like the accountant and did all the books and like different kind of paperwork for the farm. So she's pretty clever, um, and she clearly is like a daddy's girl, kind of like tomboy character, and she's pretty pissed about this guy killing her father, obviously, but she's not going to really let this guy get away with it. She knows that if she just lets the law take care of it themselves, that he probably won't come to justice in any sort of reasonable time, and she's not willing to do that. So what she does is she renegotiates to sell off these horses that her father had just bought back to the seller, and there's like a bit of like a clever uh, like sales exchange there, and uh, she gets a lot more money than the guy's willing to pay her by the end of it by threatening the use of a lawyer and different kind of just like intimidation tactics using this lawyer basically. And so right away you know that she's kind of not to be uh, like taken lightly, and but she's still like a young girl, so everybody does kind of test her and tries to push her around a little bit. So she's very tough. Sometimes she does get taken advantage of. It's not like unrealistic where she's just going around and bossing everybody around. But yeah, she's just flat out mean, to be honest. And the story is told as she's like a spinster basically, and she's retelling this story. So as she's retelling it, you're getting a lot of kind of just insights on like period politics, and she speaks a lot in reference with Bible verses, and it's very interesting, and it gives you like the feeling that it's of the time period. So yeah, you have this tough tomboy character, and she's looking for a marshal that she's going to hire to kind of escort her into this like wild region where the criminals have run off to hide from the law. And she's asking around and looking for a man of true grit. That's where the the title comes from, True Grit. and she's directed into directed in the direction that's terrible, but they point her towards this man, Rooster Cogburn, and you know, he's an unassuming hero basically, and they the book is written in this cool way where you're kind of constantly questioning: is this guy, um, is he a man of true grit, like we're supposing, or is he just kind of like a loaf kind of character, and is he a criminal with a badge, or like a lot of this comes into question. And I think the interesting thing for this book is what it makes you think about what is true grit. And in my opinion, and I think the synopsis of the book basically is that being of true grit is not who you are, but it's who you become when placed in a situation. It's like, not everybody walks around, gallant, basically like a knight, but when the situation presents itself, who's going to charge into battle, and who, like, without a thought, who's going to take charge, and yeah, kind of expose themselves as the hero or the coward, basically. And yeah, spoiler alert, but Rooster Cogburn is a man of true grit, and either that or he's a fool. And it's a very thin line, and you'll see that at the end of the book. It's really cool. So surprisingly, even with this 14-year-old girl as the heroine of the story, basically, there is a lot of like action, and the book is gritty in the sense that there's violence, but the violence is pretty graphic, but it's not like the focus of what's going on, and so it doesn't really strike you as like over the top, I'll say. And so even if you're not really into violence, I don't think it would be a turnoff for the book. There's a lot of humor in this book. It's very funny. And yeah, I find it very relatable. This is my second time reading it. It was one of the first books I read when I started the channel. I already have a review for this. I'm kind of curious to go back and watch my review. But yeah, let's get into Austin's questions real quick. He says, do you think the book would benefit from being longer? I would love to be in this world of true grit that Charles Portis wrote for an extended period of time. Like, I would love to have more of it, but not at the expense of the pacing dropping, or I think what's also really important is that the story is told in this viewpoint of the narrator. And if he couldn't keep that up, then I don't think it'd be worth extending the story. But yeah, for sure, I would love the book to be longer, because, like I said, it's one of my favorite books. And yeah, I wish it could just go on forever. But so I haven't seen either movies, believe it or not. I went and rented the more recent one with Bridges, and I think Matt Damon is in it too. And but technical difficulties arose. I was not able to play the DVD, and so now I'm just once again in the book, and I probably won't watch either of the movies until I read True Grit for a third time, so it might be a while. But if you're interested in extending this story, you can watch. There's 2 movies, and there's also a TV series. I don't know how many episodes it ran from, but there is a movie sequel to True Grit as well, called Rooster Cogburn. I don't think it was critically rated very well, but it's out there. So that's 3 movies basically, and a TV series. So if you want to extend the universe a little bit, there you go. 2, favorite and least favorite character. Oh man. So favorite character is definitely Maddie Ross. Yeah, there's very few characters, I think, in literature that are as cool as her, to be honest. There's something cool about femme fatale, but when it's a young girl, I don't think that's an appropriate title to give her. She's just badass, and she's like not she's not like overly masculine. She's not they don't make her unbelievable. Like she has her faults. She's not extremely likable. Um but yeah, she's really cool. She's a really cool character in my opinion. So yeah, she would definitely be my favorite. And my least favorite character is hard to say because you know, like I could pick one of the bad guys, like oh I don't like this guy or whatever, but you're not supposed to like the bad guy. So least favorite character, I would say if I was involved in the story, um, there's this Texas Ranger that goes along with um, Rooster Cogburn, this man of true grit, and Maddie Ross into this criminal territory, and he's also looking for the man that shot and killed her father for other crimes. And he's a Texas Ranger. His name is LaBeef, and he's annoying. He's annoying as heck. So yeah, that would probably be my least favorite character. But in the story, I like him. He plays like a critical role, in my opinion. Let's see, number 3. Where does this rank for you against other westerns? This is my favorite western. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, it's gritty. It has violence. It's like a kind of like a period piece. It's funny. Has a lot of references to Bible quotes and politics of the time, and it's very regional. Uh, yeah, I just I haven't read anything else by Charles Portis, but I bet his other books are good, but I can't imagine he topped this one, to be honest. Like I have to go check out his other books, but yeah, True Grit is until further notice number 1 for me. So, and there's all different kinds of westerns, but um, I I bet a lot of people would think because it's the star of the excuse me book is a 14-year-old girl that it's kind of like a softer western. It's not. I've read a lot more clean westerns where the hero is like a real hero, and True Grit is not like that at all. It's very like down to earth, and I appreciate it for that. And I like the other kind of like Lone Ranger type westerns too. But yeah, number 1 for me. Do you think this book still holds up over the years? Uh, it was written in 1968. Well, there must be something to it, I think, because there's the recent um, I say recent, but I think it came out in like 2009 or something. The more recent movie, um, and it has a John Wayne movie. The John Wayne movie, I think, was made the year after the book was published, which is kind of interesting. And I bet that has a lot to do with the book. Not this book is well known, but not widely read. So if you want to have, I would just say I suggest reading the book because a lot of people are familiar with the story, but not too many people have read the book. So there's a lot of value in that, I think. But do you think this book still holds up over the years? This is his last question. Uh, yeah, for sure. Why am I even questioning this? I'm saying it's my number 1. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any westerns that don't hold up over the years. I feel like because they're all written about a time and place, it's like kind of I guess subjective. I'm not sure, but yeah, for sure. Like I said, my number 1 western. So without a doubt, check out True Grit. It's probably in your library if you can't find a copy. Charles Portis. If you can't be bothered to read, look how thin this is. Just go read it. All right, until next time. Peace.